another episode of the Entrepreneurs Collection podcast. And as per usual, I am not alone. But before I get into that, guys, I'd like to say thank you so much. We've reached a milestone in our viewership, in our followers, subscribers. Thank you, guys. Please keep it subscribed. We have a lot more in store for you. So, yeah, let's get into today's business. Now, today's business is rather different. I have Lebza here from Lebza Cafe. I'm gonna let him tell his story and what makes him tick, how he got into coffee at his young age. I'm guessing his grandmother is involved. But Lebza, tell us your story. Who is Lebza and where are you from?
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I'm so excited to be here. So Lebza is a young guy from Everton, in the Val Triangle. 26 years old. I run a business called LEBZ'S Cafe. LEBZ'S Cafe is a coffee company that offers a wide range of coffee, including 100% freeze-dried premium instant coffee, coffee beans, chai tea, and hot chocolate. So these are our products. What inspired me, and you are right, of course, that it was my grandmother. It was my grandmom. I used to drink coffee a lot when I was still staying with my grandmother. She loved coffee, and during the day, she would ask me to prepare a cup of coffee. Sometimes, even when I'm playing with other kids, but she'd call me to come and prepare a cup of coffee, And she left that long lasting impression on me. But at that time, I never thought I would start like a coffee brand. I just was fascinated about coffee and I loved drinking coffee also. But my grandmother was weird because she liked coffee, but abokoko bathanda tea. They like tea. Yeah, but yeah, specifically, she loved coffee. And when I was doing my grade 11, I came across a teacher by the name of Mrs. Tandi Mgomezu. She was also like a coffee lover, like she was a coffee addict. And I would say we're more like friends. So, and she was my teacher, but we're like friends. Yeah. She was like my mom. She was like my friend. She would sponsor my educational trips. Yeah, everything that I needed, I would just let her know that this is what I'm in need of, to do that for me.
Okay. Lebza, sorry about that, man. We're having some technical glitches, but as you were saying, now tell me, everybody's grandmother grew up sending them to make them coffee. Everybody loves coffee, but not everyone has coffee, their name written on a coffee packet. How do you go from loving coffee and into that?
I think it's a matter of what the inspiration that I had, young Joel. I was inspired and I wanted to own something. I wanted to start something of my own. I wanted to give South Africans something that can help them to start their days with a good kickstart in the morning and eventually create employment for other young people and more opportunities also. So for me, it's a matter of leaving like a legacy, something that's going to last even when I'm no more, but people can still drink my coffee. People can still relate to what I wanted to do. So for me, it's what inspired me, what I grew up doing, where I took it from my teacher, from my grandmother. My teacher loved coffee so much. And I remember during lunchtime, we'd sit together and have coffee. And other kids would just go and have lunch outside the class. So she'd come with two lunch boxes for me, one for her. And I would be telling her my stories about how I went to Mozambique without a passport and coming back this side without a passport. Yeah. And that was bad. Eh? I'm not promoting it. Just that I was very sick and I had to go to Mozambique, because my dad is actually from Mozambique. And my grandfather told my dad that there's a child that you left in South Africa that you need to go and get an umlete la ekhaya so that anyathela amaba, yeah, so that can get well, because apparently he took my grandfather was a traditional healer, like one of those greatest traditional healers ever. Yeah, but he passed on now. Yeah, but so that's the reason why I went that side without a passport and I ended up coming back, obviously. But I got well. I'm healthy. I got healthy. I got back. So my teacher would love these stories. And as I'm telling her these stories, I'm
Telling her over coffee.
over coffee during lunchtime. But during class time, she'd beat me. And yeah, no more friends. So like sometimes it would be like a period before lunch and would do something in class and she would beat me and she would tell me, Lebang, my son, I'm going to beat you, right? And at the back of my mind, I'm like, no, she's not going to beat me. She's just going to beat these other ones, but not me. But she would beat me. And as lunch, ikala, I would go into her office as if like nothing happened. Yeah, we are. Yeah,
So talk about some other
sure.
things. Now, let's tell me, what is your routine? What is your routine? What daily habits do you have that make you a successful entrepreneur? Like, what is it that you do first thing when you wake up in the morning that has led you to this successful cafe?
So I would tell you, I'm one person who doesn't give up. I remember when we got affected by looting in 2022 last year. Yeah. The riots, they affected us very bad. But I told myself that I'm not gonna give up and I'm just gonna each and every day wake up every morning and go out there and push my product. So I'll tell you just a short little story. In 2021, when I started my brand Labs Cafe, I used the samples that I got from my supplier. So basically, I gave them what I wanted them to do for me, and they gave me samples about of the taste and the blend that we wanted. So I took those samples and I started selling them on the streets using a push cart. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'd be out on the streets selling coffee to people just so that I can fundraise money to be able to stock up a bulk so that I can now have like a complete product that I can sell to people. So I'm one person that always goes after their goals. And each and every day I tell myself that I'm gonna do it, whether the devil is sitting on my shoulders or not. But I'm one person who's self-oriented and I always go for what I want to achieve. Yeah. So each and every day, um, I just focus on what I want to achieve on that day.
Do you have like a
Because
have like a board where you like have
yeah,
a
I do.
list for today and this is what I'm gonna get up to today? Do you do stuff like that? Do you do motivations in the morning? Look yourself in the mirror and push yourself to go ahead and have the best day of your life. Do you get up to stuff like that?
Yeah, some of those things I do. I have a vision board. So basically, yeah, I just have a vision board. Everything is structured there, even though sometimes it changes because, we plan things, but God decides for us, I'm one person who believes in God so much that everything that I do, I know it's centered through, yeah, around God. So sometimes we plan things. I have big dreams, I have big goals. For me to get where I am today, I didn't just wake up and be here. I had to sell coffee on the streets in the morning. People would be laughing at me. And at that time, I had already made it on TV at some point, and it felt like maybe muile, ekas. Sometimes people would say that because I say wile, say things and a coffee strategy. But those things they build us to become the better people that we wish to become one day. They mold us. Yeah.
Feel like is it something like what your eyes can see they can achieve, or does your vision board include pictures? What does it look like? I'm interested in that.
So for me, if vision board, yeah, it's simple. I just write what I want to achieve. I just write, if I want a coffee shop, I just put it in 2021. We need to open a coffee shop in 2024. We need to be in retail in 20. So for me, each and every day, I even bought like a Golf 6. So I'm a VW fan. I bought a Golf 6 in Ngani just for me to put it there. Every time when I wake up in the morning, I look at it and I'm like, one day I'm going to drive this car. And even if I can blow up to become like a multi-millionaire, but I'll still go back to that car because it's what I like. It's what I want. So my vision board, it's simply that. So I just put them out there and each and every day when I see them, I speak them into existence. But as I'm speaking them into existence, I work hard for their existence because so many people, they like speaking things into existence, but they don't work for their existence. So you need to work hard so that they manifest. Yeah, it's 50.
Okay. Thank you for that, Lebza. Back to our business of the day. Oh, it's so hard here today. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of noise. Yeah. But it's a busy area. Now tell me about the store. How is the store doing? How are you getting customers? How's the store doing? This beautiful cafe.
This beautiful cafe, oh, it's doing very well. It's gaining that traction bit by bit, but there's something within me that tells me to shut it down.
Really?
Yeah, and I think this is our last month,
Oh no.
and there's just a lot of things. So when I started my brand, Lebs Cafe, I envisioned your next Jacobs, your next Nescafe,
Getting that.
No, I'm going there, you know. So I'll tell you something. In 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 business, the you get opportunities from other people, you know, and those opportunities might be good, might be bad, right? But you'll just have to, obviously, as an entrepreneur coming from Ekasi, obviously you wanna make it in life, you wanna push your dreams, you wanna achieve your dreams, right? So at some point you're gonna make mistakes, and a critical mistake that I made was to position my brand as a coffee shop, of which I'm not a coffee shop. You know, I'm more of a coffee roaster. I'm more of a coffee producer, a coffee manufacturer, you know. And when we started in 2021, people were getting along with that. But since we introduced the notion of running a coffee shop, then we started losing like a lot of traction on our online store because people basically, so it's more of like a brand positioning type of thing, whereby we positioned ourselves as a coffee shop to the people, but not as a coffee producer. So sometimes when someone says to you, Jacobs, already you can envision Jacobs in ShopRite, yourself buying a bag of Leb's Cafe from ShopRite, from retail, taking it home and preparing it at home. But when someone mentions Starbucks, you already see yourself in Senten at Starbucks consuming their coffee, right? And someone would argue and say, but it's the same business, you know. It's coffee, and you're running a coffee shop, but it's difficult to run a coffee brand through a coffee shop. You know, it's like an author that writes a book and wants to open a bookstore to distribute their own book. So possibilities of that book dying from the within.
Can do both things at the same time, whereas you sell the coffee, uh, that the coffee brand that you want to sell at LEBZA'S Cafe. You can't do that.
So here I'm selling my products, all of them. And so the the reason why I want to shut it down, the store, it's that we want to go back to where people understand us, who we are. You know, we people that come here to the store, they just come here to buy their cappuccinos, they just come here to buy their slush puppies and all
Yeah.
that. But you know, we are more passionate about the instant coffee. You understand? Something that the production of the coffee, something that someone can buy it and go and prepare it at home. You understand? So when you are here, even if you try to tell someone who could say, this is also what I do, possibilities of them coming back to buy this product, it's very rare. And at that point they don't have the budget for that. They just come here with 30 bucks to buy coffee. You understand? So it's a matter of positioning, but the store is doing very well. I mean, like we are 3 months now old, and we've been trying to push very hard. Just to see what works. Yeah, what works. But also it's two different businesses, if I could put it in that way. So it's also has to go back to a matter of patience. I think this is what all entrepreneurs need to learn. You know, if you want to build a successful brand, a successful business, you need to have patience also. Because if you master what you have right now and you build it so that it can become solid, then that's where you can be able to diversify to other things. So for me, opening a coffee shop, it was early. It was more of like a diversification, but I then realized, I would say, actually it's killing the other side of the business. Because you know what I would do? I would sell these bags of coffee, and at some point I would have to sponsor the shop, Neymar Liani, with the money from the coffee bags. So it becomes an interruption between the two businesses. And so it's a silly, slightly mistake that one could make, you know, because you think it's the same line of business, but honestly speaking, it's not. Yeah.
And I think that it's important that you said that, because entrepreneurs need to learn as well that it's okay to start afresh.
Yeah,
You can start again.
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And also running a coffee shop is very expensive. Sure.
Beautiful. You can see that it
Yeah.
costs a lot.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
But Ahmed, I hope everything that you are trying to do goes well.
Sure.
And all the further visions you have for your business are met and fulfilled.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, let's take a break and then we'll take a look inside the shop and see all of this. Thank you. Lebza, on the last installation of this podcast, tell me what goes into these beans, what makes them different, these coffee beans, so that the people that love Lebza's Cafe can know what's in it, and then we'll tell them where can they get it. And yeah, because this is like very sad. I'm sure your customers would love to follow you wherever you go. Yes.
So with this one, it's our instant coffee. So
Mm.
instant coffee, basically, it's just coffee. It's in coffee granules. So what the vision that I had and the taste that I had was that one that is well balanced. That is not bitter. So we always say to people that life is bitter, your coffee shouldn't be. That's our slogan. Because we understand that South Africans are going through a lot each and every day, like there's rising costs, interest rates, load shedding, ngapha umjolo uyakushaya. And now when you're sitting in the front seat, there's taxi mates, and then now uyakushaya now, you understand? And those things can be harsh on people, they can be bitter to people. So we wanted something that is well balanced, that is less bitter. So why should you drink bitter coffee while you're experiencing all these other things that are bitter on you?
Okay, now instant coffee, what do you mean? Is it like chop chop?
Yeah, so instant coffee basically it's soluble coffee. It dissolves easy and quicker in hot water. So basically you just wake up in the morning, 2 teaspoons of according to the way you wanna have it, creamer and your sugar and hot water, then you're done. Boiling water, then you're done. You just consume. It's instant. You just make it. You don't need a grinder to prepare. You don't need anything to prepare. So it's well balanced. It's less bitter. So in here, the blend, it's made out of Arabica coffee beans and Robusta coffee beans, particularly because we wanted to give people something that is well balanced. So we tried to balance these two different types of coffee beans so that they can be well balanced and less bitter. So both beans, they have their own functionalities and they function in a different way. So with your robusta is the coffee bean that gives you that energy, that spark. When you just drink coffee and you feel like all your problems are solved, you feel like everything you've overcame the world. You feel excited and energetic. So it's that coffee bean, the robusta coffee bean. Then the arabica then comes in with that bitter sweet taste, that chocolate nutty and milkier creamier taste. So this is what you can get from our instant coffee. We produce this locally right here in South Africa, in Cape Town. The factory that we work with, it's based that side, and sometimes we do visit the factory so that we can check the process out and the production out. But it was not easy, obviously, starting out. I had to meet up with someone who mentored me and who educated me about coffee roasting, different types of coffee beans, so that I can be able to give something that is clean and pure to South Africans, and so that they can enjoy each and every morning.
I love it. I love it. Now, what is this? Let's see this one. This is chai coffee.
So this one is chai tea.
Sounds nice.
So this one is chai tea. It's instant also. So here it was just an alternative that we came with when people said to us, maybe I don't drink coffee, I don't like caffeine, what can you recommend? So we then launched our hot chocolate and chai tea. So both of them are instant. So this one, it's spiced chai tea, made with cinnamon and the chai powder. So it's just straightforward and simple. You just consume using milk, and you can enjoy it. And our hot chocolate is pure hot chocolate, and our coffee beans also, it's a medium roast, 100% Arabica.
Oh, sounds nice. Yes, let's let Lebogang tell us where can we get a hold of him, because I'm definitely interested in the chai tea as well as the hot chocolate. Now, Lebza, should anyone be interested, whether can they get a hold of you? What's your website? Are you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on social media at Lebz Cafe. Our website is www.lebzcafe.co.za. But if you want to shop our coffee, you can also shop it at Pick n Pay Olas Market in Bupilong van der Bijl Park. If you're in the Val, you can just walk to the store and shop our instant coffee. It's available right there.
Wow.
If you're around South Africa, you can shop either online on our website store, on our online store, or at Macro Marketplace, macro.co.za. So it's available also. Yeah. Online only for now. So we're just building up to be in retail. Yeah. So now it's available online on Macro. It's listed there. And you can shop it whenever you're doing your groceries. Don't forget to add that one essential product, which is an instant.
My viewers are so upset and disappointed that the store is closing. Now tell us, just so that we can get closure, what further goals do you have for your business? What do you still want to achieve for your business?
What I still want to achieve for my business is building up to become one of the best producers of coffee in South Africa. What we want to do is to focus on setting up a coffee production plant. But definitely we're gonna be working on that and focusing on that from now on. Yeah. After the closure of the store. Get all the compliance that we need for the factory. Where we're gonna be doing our packaging and everything. Then later on we'll build up to purchase all the machinery that we need, all the equipment that we need to be able to produce our instant coffee ourselves, employing the people of South Africa, Konala, Echote. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm building up to, and obviously trying to push the product so that it can be in all retail stores in South Africa. At the moment, like I told you, we are with Pick and Pay, and we are also with Macro. We'll work very hard to see it on each and every shelf whenever you doing your shopping. Next to our Jacobs, next to our Nescafe, there should be Labs Cafe, even if it can take a while. You know, I used to sell more fire with DJ's Boo, side by side DJ's Boo. I used to sell with him, and it took him 9 years for him to be in ShopRite, actually. So I believe that even if it can take 10 years, but we want to work hard and grind so that we can get there where we want to go. And he's my mentor, actually. He's also my inspiration, and big ups to him for all the great things that he has done for the brand Labs Cafe. You know, he supports, yeah, he supports us very, yeah. So I'm so grateful, you know, to receiving such support from such big names. Abu DJ Fresh. You know, I used to make coffee for DJ Fresh for his podcast. I used to make coffee for him for all his guests that he would have on his podcast. And I also used to make coffee for DJ's Boo on his podcast. But I also started way back then before I even started my brand. That's actually how I learned how to sell, how to start a business and everything. Then I ended up starting my own coffee brand because he inspired me also, DJ's Boo, to start my own thing through his brand, More Fire, which I used to sell side by side with him. Lebza, I'm very much satisfied with your answer, and I hope you guys at home get closure and you know where to get a hold of Timber. We will list of Lebza. List his contact details as well as his website down below, and you can just purchase your coffee or else go to Macro online to get Leb's Cafe coffee. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you so much, Lebza, for your time.